welcome to the Totally Wicked Stadium. Welcome back to live commentary from GiantsTV. My name is Sean Helens. I have finally rejoined by Cameron Deacon, who's been on an extended absence from the channel.
Yeah, thanks very much for having me back. I know I've been booted out a few times, but I've forced my way back in. Only had to travel all the way down to St Helens, but I'm glad to be back. Back from my insight, which is professional beyond what you can find anywhere else.
I'm going to quickly take you through the team sheets as always. The home team St Helens line up as follows. At full-back is number 22 Jack Wellesby. The back line consists of number 2 Tommy Makinson, number 3 Kevin Nakama, number 14 Morgan Knowles and number 5 Regan Grace. The half-back partnership is number 6 Tony Lomax, number 7 Theo Farge. The front row is Alex Warnes is number 8, James Wilby is number 9 and Luke Thompson is number 10. And then the back row is number 11 Zeb Taylor, number 12 Don Peru and number 13 Louis McCarthy Scarsbrook. The bench for St Helens today is number 15 Matty Lees, number 16 Kyle Amor, number 18 Joseph Paolo and number 21 Matty Costello. And for the Huddersfield Giants, at full-back there's a return for number 5 Darnell McIntosh. On the wings, Jermaine McGilvray and Sam Wood. In the centres is Jordan Turner and Jake Wardle. The half-back partnership, as always, is number 6 Lee Gaskell and number 7 Aidan Caesar. The front row is the first start for number 8 James Gavey. Number 9 Amon Moran is at hooker and number 18 Paul Clough starts for Huddersfield. And the back row is number 11 Kenny Edwards, also his first start of the season. Number 12 Joe Wardle and then number 13 Michael Lawrence. The bench for Huddersfield Giants, number 22 Tom Holmes, number 15 Oliver Wilson, number 16 Aaron Murphy and number 17 Akuma Tai. The match officials, the referee is Gareth Ewer. The touch judges are Mr Jones and Mr Michelauskas. And the in-goal judges are Mr Smith and Mr Arnold. Welcome to the Totally Wicked Stadium. This should be a really interesting match between the Huddersfield Giants and St Helens. Huddersfield coming off the back of the worst game of the season for them by a long stretch. A big defeat to Wigan, but a lot of spirit going into this game. Unbeaten on the road. And St Helens will come to this game obviously very confident in themselves and their ability, having won the Super League last season. So Cameron, let's get stuck into this game. This is going to be a real tough fixture for the Giants and a real chance to make an impression after such a disappointing result last week.
There's no doubt in my mind that the lads will all be feeling there'll be a bit of pressure there, but they'll be eager to fight back from what was it was more of a collapse than embarrassing. I think the Wigan game, we all grouped together afterwards and we would all say that it was the send-off that changed the game, and those few minutes after Caesar went off and even the few minutes at the start of the second half where he wasn't on the field, it really showed the difference that it made. And I think today we are in for a real challenge. It's looking at the stats. I was saying the show before I had a look through St Helens and the Giants, they have very similar playing styles so far this season. Look, second and third amount lowest errors for Giants and St Helens. Second and third lowest amount of offloads for Giants and St Helens. Least tackles missed, second and third again for Giants and St Helens. There's a lot of similarities between the two sides and the way that they've been playing through the stats, and something that we saw from St Helens as they played Toronto last week was that they exploited their weaknesses. You can't really go off how much they scored last week because we know it's been a tough time for Toronto in recent weeks, but they target the weakness and they exploit it, which is what they'll be looking to do with the Giants today.
There's going to be a massive battle and there's some notable absentees for both sides. Lachlan Cooper's named in the 21-man squad but hasn't made the 17-man squad tonight. He's a big absentee for St Helens, as is Mike Percival. Morgan Knowles filling the role of centre today. Yeah. For Huddersfield, there's a bit of as you might have pointed out, a slight weakness in St Helens' eyes at least, with the front row with Matty English and Sway Matagi both absent from this game, which will make the forward battle very interesting. Paul Clough, bags of experience, St Helens lad. He will look to make an impression early doors. James Gavey with his first start. He will want to get stuck into these two big forwards of St Helens and show them what he's about early doors in this contest.
And I honestly think about today it'll be whichever team makes the least errors possible. We've really got a situation here where both teams, they don't make errors, but when we do, we know what happens to the Giants. They can fall apart. And St Helens, they have that few errors in them, which is just about exploiting them. We had chances last game where we were on the try line of the Wigan area, and we just didn't make that one extra step. So we'll be looking to make that one extra step further today.
Yeah, Sam Wood's going to get us underway tonight. Huddersfield are going to be kicking from right to left. St Helens will return the ball first up, and away we go with Sam Wood. This is a big contest for both teams, and it's going to be Luke Thompson takes the first drive in, and it's a really impressionable start by Huddersfield, driving Luke Thompson back onto his back, making a nice slow play of the ball and a good defensive set and read. Nice one as he takes it up, and Huddersfield looking to sort of steady themselves early doors. A lot has been made of St Helens starts this season, and it'll be in this first 20 minutes we need to see competitiveness from the Giants. We need to see them really stick in this game and then try to exploit some mistakes later on in the piece.
I think we've not really seen St Helens on their full flow this season so far as they were towards the end of last season. It'll be interesting to see if they can make that step today.
The first high kick is not collected by Sam Wood, but it does go backwards straight to the arms of Darnell McIntosh. Bit of luck there for Sam Wood, but he'll shake that off. He's a young man full of confidence. He'll be looking to make a mark this week after a slightly below average performance from himself last week.
And just as I was mentioning before, that it's those little errors we need to make sure we eradicate, and we got away with it that time, but we need to make sure we don't get exploited on those.
I think three men that we're really looking to make an impression tonight are the three former Saints men. Paul Clough, Jordan Turner and Lee Gaskell, all in the starting lineup tonight. It's on them, obviously for all players, coming to your former clubs is a big moment, but these three found probably most of their success in their careers at this club, and they want to be proving that they are, and maybe should have been, still St Helens players. They're good enough to be here, and they want to prove that to the former teammates and the former faithful that they're the best and that they want to be up there at the top at the end of the year.
Of course they will. And I think that, like them, there's a lot of the lads here, they've got a point to prove. Last game was not how we want to be playing. We seem to drop off. All the good things that we've been pointing out in the first three away games just seem to drop off in the last game, and hopefully they can come back with this match at St Helens.
It was a nice set from Huddersfield, steady. The ball went out to Jordan Turner for a kick, and Saints set up 20 metres out. There's a problem with Lee Gaskell on the far side, which is the last thing we want to see at this point in the year. He is heavily strapped on his right leg. The physios are trying to sort him out. He's got his back turned to play, and it might be the worst thing that happens for the Giants here. Louis McCarthy Scarsbrook with a hard break. He's got through. Oh, it's Michael Lawrence who's made the recovery tackle. Lee Gaskell's done for the night, it looks like. And there's going to be space on the left-hand edge for Saints. There is no cover back there. Darnell McIntosh has put the ball down.
I don't think he collected the ball.
Yeah, he's grounded the ball in goal, so it's going to be a goal line drop out. Huddersfield, and now Darnell McIntosh on the ground, but he's up, it's fine. Lee Gaskell is done for the night, it very much seems. Now, for the first time this season, Huddersfield have named a halfback on the bench, and it's lucky that they have, because our starting halfback Lee Gaskell is limping around the field, and so Tom Holmes comes in for his first game of the season. Tom Holmes has played 3 games this year. He's been in the reserve team, and he's looked very impressive in the third team, keeping his match fitness up so he can slot in these situations. And we're going to see how he goes tonight against the best in the league. Drop out is collected by Tommy Rakinson, who's going to run in field, and he's going to do his classic, try and hit this weak shoulder, get a quick play of the ball, and get Saints rolling early doors. Sometimes with a short ball to Taya. That's Dominic Peru, I apologise. James Rose going to look for the short ball again. Looks like a knock on, and Joe Waller's there to collect. Yeah, just quickly on that Lee Gaskell injury, he's just about to come round in front of us. It's really disappointing for the Giants. He's such a key player for this team. He's been so important, and Earl Crabtree mentioned it's the first time in the last couple of years where he's really been able to stay fit for the majority of the season. This is really heartbreaking for himself because he's been so good. He's been up there as good as any English halfback in the league, and it's so sad for him.
It is a real shame. He's one of our most consistent players, who is pointed out.
But on the flip side, Tom Holmes, remember a game at Salford last season where he was by far and away the best player on the pitch. He'll be looking to replicate that kind of form tonight. Jake Wardle takes a drive from the scrum. The scrum was pushed, actually, contested scrum from St Helens. Penalty. Gareth Hewer blowing his whistle for the first time. He's not happy with something in the ruck. No signal from the official though, I can't tell what that penalty was for. Oh, there you go. It's for a late push in the ruck. So, a lot of responsibility does fall with Aidan Caesar now. Lee Gaskell was very much an integral part of that setup to make sure that it took some pressure off Lee Gaskell. Michael Lawrence. It's not Michael Lawrence from the It's Kenny Edwards. Jeez. It's a bad start from me. My apologies to all three of those players.
It's a brilliant meters after contact there, though. Again, something that we didn't get much of in the last game.
Something that everybody at home will know that I'm a massive fan of. It's out to Joe Wardle now. Jordan Turner's got space on the outside, but he's going to stop, come back inside, not risk the touchline this early on in the set. It's good work from the Huddersfield Giants thus far in the set. Jordan Turner fighting to get away from Jonathan Lomax. Paul Clough's going to go. Huddersfield fans are in fan voice. 200 or so travelling over. Tom Holmes with a little step and a little gap. It's good work from Tom Holmes. The ball's coming out to Aidan Caesar. It's going to be a little chip kick. Chances for Sam Wood to press in this ball, and it's been knocked back. It's a try for Huddersfield. I think it might have been. Got a few signals, 6 to go, and it's a try. It's a fantastic start for Huddersfield Giants.
Aidan Caesar once again with a kick over.
Aidan Caesar puzzling the defence with a nice kick. Sam Wood really got there to contest. Tommy Makinson couldn't handle the pressure. The ball's gone backwards, and it's Adam O'Brien that slammed the ball down. We've talked about how important Adam O'Brien is to this team. Yeah. He's been the man of the match on numerous occasions thus far this year. He was player of the month for February, or he will be player of the month for February, not to spoil it for anybody. And he's come up with a vital try early doors for Huddersfield Giants.
I tell you one thing though, Sam Wood, when that kick went over, made himself look 7 feet tall. His arms are in the air, way above everybody else's, and he must have got something on that. And he's, at the very least, he's disrupted the St Helens defence there. Great to see us go over the try line first, and I'm so happy for Adam O'Brien because hopefully he gets a bit more recognition that he deserves, even though he may or may not be player of the month for February.
Adam O'Brien has just been rewarded with an England Knights call-up, and I can't tell you how much he deserves it. He's been so good for Huddersfield, and it's gone completely unnoticed. By my reckoning, he should have at least 6 Man of Steel points. He's got 0. I don't know who picks the Man of Steel points, but he was man of the match by a long way at Salford. But Aidan Caesar got man of the match that day. He's been so good for Huddersfield, so consistent, both in attack and defence. And he's got the crucial try. Aidan Caesar's going to line this one up. And piece of cake for Aidan Caesar. Piece of cake for the man. Makes it Huddersfield Giants 6, St Helens 0. 8 minutes gone in this fixture. It's the best possible start we could have hoped for after last week's disappointment.
Could you have asked for a more perfect start, a try? And obviously we know how strong St Helens are, so we aren't going to get over top of ourselves too early on. Huddersfield Giants fans are happy. We are really happy. But
as they say, never write off the Saints. We know what this St Helens team can do. So we're not getting ahead of ourselves just yet, but it's a great start to the game for Huddersfield. Tom Holmes almost just misjudged that, but managed to get across the ball and collect it. Tipped off to Paul Clough and got the drive going. Jordan Turner's about to play the ball. It's going to go to James Gavey. Meters after contact maybe, or maybe only 1 or 2. It's good work from the St Helens defence. Kenny Edwards, he's fired up tonight. You can really see it in his face.
He's so good at getting those meters after contact.
Loves getting on the outside shoulder, does Kenny Edwards. Jake Wardle, a lot of talk about possible moves to the NRL for Jake Wardle. He's been immense for Huddersfield so far this season, and he will be such a vital part of this team for the season.
It's well collected there from the season kick.
Yeah, Jack Wellesby has been impressive for St Helens so far this season with the injury to Lachlan Coote. He's going to have to continue his farm form to make an impression tonight.
I had written him down as my player to watch. I went on a search for a couple of St Helens fans forums, and they were the player that they were all picking out. They were the one they think is going to make an impression tonight. Whether or not that's because fans are already writing us off, I don't know. Maybe they have a different idea now. But it'd be interesting to see how the young lad goes.
Yeah, Jack Wellesby is one of the hot prospects in the league at the minute, and he's stood in well for a seasoned veteran in Lachlan Coote. Missed time pass there from another veteran, but the ball has managed to get its way out to Zebteo, who's got an offload. He's on it from Lomax, and the spaces is quickly wrapped up by Joe Wardle and Jordan Turner. The last tackle 40 metres out for St Helens. We'll see what Theo Fage can do with this one. It's going to be a high bomb, and it's going to go straight to Darnell McIntosh. Let's see how it goes. Oh, it's calm as your life from Darnell. He has been really impressive for Huddersfield so far this year. He's half of the reason, his improvement has been half of the reason Huddersfield doing so well. Individually, so many of these players have improved on the form from last year. It's been really pleasing to see so far.
Well, we spoke last year, and we've got a lot of young lads in this team, and we spoke about this so many times and so often, but now they're really starting to show how good they are, and it's a real bright prospect for the future for us.
There's another one that's going to come on later on that's getting his first appearance of the season, Oliver Wilson. He was so impressive for Huddersfield last year. Played far too many games for somebody of his age. But he'll be really relishing a chance to play against the best and prove his worth in this team. It's a spiral kick. And it's give Regan Grace next to no chance to return the ball, which is really what you want, because Regan Grace can be so deadly in those return ball situations.
We know how good Aiden's kicks are, and it's something that we missed dramatically in for so long against Wigan, and hopefully he's already made an impact today, and hopefully he continues to do that.
Tommy making some with a break on the outside. He's got space, but he's decided to set the safe option there, go straight into Aiden Caesar. Easy tackle for the Australian number 7. Alex Worms are driving the ball up the middle, stopped by Adam O'Brien. A bit easier of a collection here for Sam Wood. He's took it in the wrong side of the line. I think a bit of inexperience there does help. I think an experienced winger bombs back to get himself in the in-goal area before he catches that. But he has caught it. He's diffused the initial problem. And Huddersfield set up to go again. Paul Clough demanding the orders behind the goal. Huddersfield set up to defend once again.
And obviously, you'd rather that situation come about than make a mistake of any sort. So maybe he was a bit unaware of where he stood on the field, but Caesar goes for a grubber.
I think he just missed it, that one completely. But it's gone out to the 40, so. I mean,
it was a good miss-hit.
Yeah. Any position from a drop goal is a good position. So it's all about goal line defence now. Aiden Caesar wraps up Lou McCarthy Scarsbrook. 12 minutes gone, it's Huddersfield 6, St Helens 0, but St Helens have the ball, 20 out. There's a chance for Kevin Nakama. It's a great tackle by Sam Wood. Dominic Peru-Tex. If that's a penalty for offside, that's an incorrect decision in my mind. It was the only man at marker. A solo marker's never offside. Because you can't not be square.
I didn't think he wasn't square anyway. He was as square as he possibly could have been around the man. I'm really not sure where the referee's got that one from.
She has been bought by a misplay of the ball though. Luke Thompson drives up. So the real chance for St Helens to make the mark in this game now. Roby finds Theo Fage. Finds Jonathan Lomax. The spaces for Zebteo. Finds Morgan Knowles, but he's wrapped up by Jordan Turner. The ball comes back out to Theo Fage. McCarthy Scarsby is going to set one up for St Helens. Huddersfield going to look to get him on his back, but James Gammey has been caught in the tackle. Manages to get himself up in time. Scamper right. Shot ball to Luke Thompson. He scores. Talked about 2 threats for St Helens. Luke Thompson's a big one, and that was maybe a little bit too easy for the ball forward.
But we spoke about getting the chances when they're given to you, and we know how good St Helens are. So when a penalty is given away like that, whether it was deserved or not, from our point of view, they have taken advantage of the penalty, the extra 5 there, and it's paid off. And you would expect them to do that with the quality that they have in the team.
I just don't see where the penalty came from personally. Obviously, I completely agree with you that once you got your chance, you got to take it. And equally, once they've got the chance as a defensive unit, you have to stop it. But I just don't see where he got it from. He was a solo marker in front of the ruck. And I think Dominic Peru bought it a little bit by going into the back of his own player.
Well, I was going to say that the only reason I could see the possible confusion for the referee coming to that is when the players ran into each other around the back of the setup. It caused some confusion, it looked like, and I don't know whether that's where the referee has seen that decision come from.
A chance for Tommy Makerson to level it up.
Oh,
he's got it. Off the post. I was about to say these are bread and butter for Tommy Makerson, but off the post, it sneaks over just to make it St Helens 6, Huddersfield Giants 6. 15 minutes gone in this game, and we predicted a tight contest. 15 minutes in, it is just that. The thing that Huddersfield need to do now is not fall off the rack like last week. We need a bit of composure in defence this set, and it will come from this set. Composure in this set.
They have to
missed tackles like that are acceptable at this point.
They have to respond. They have to respond. You can't now fall from the try.
Animal Vine straight up to meet Alex Walmsley.
They're not taken down. He's done well.
Big man Alex Walmsley. Luke Thompson. Luke Thompson's been immense for St Helens for a couple of years. Scored a try in the World Cup Challenge, of course, the opening try against Sydney Roosters. See how his career, we've seen how his career has developed over the last few years, and he is now the Super League outstanding prop. So there's a big job to do in the middle for the Huddersfield Giants. Last tackle now, 32 metres out. We'll see how Huddersfield can try and diffuse this problem. The ball's going to go up to Sam Wood, and Tommy Makerson loves this position. So 2 knock-ons there, I think. Yeah, the first one straight off Tommy Makerson, and it's a Huddersfield Giants scrum. Yeah,
it's a correct decision there as well.
I think two players touched the ball there, and Sam Wood knocked it backwards. Tom Makerson knocked it forwards, so the ball obviously turns over. I think there was a second knock on anyway, so there wouldn't have been a try for St Helens. So it's well diffused in the end by Sam Wood. Obviously, I think that's the second time he's been put under pressure and struggled to collect the ball. I think he needs to sort of sharpen that up a little bit if we're going to compete in this game.
And as I mentioned before the game, if St Helens identify that as the weakness there, the weak point for this game.
Jermaine McGilvray with a fantastic drive, about 12-15 metres after, well, about 10 after contact. Fantastic stuff. That's why Jermaine McGilvray is still so good.
That's why he's getting into the England squads.
Tom Holmes has gone short. Saw something out there. It's a good 10-metre carry. Gets to halfway. Paul Clough. Again, it's a quick play the ball. Tom Holmes, and Paul Clough's got another 12. And really fighting to play the ball now. And he's won the floor eventually. Last tackle now. Here, sees come on the short side. Fancies something down the right. It's a nice little grubber kick. Puts Jack Wells in a bit of pressure. Bit of a fumble backwards. That's a great work by Jordan Turner.
And that is the second time this game that we've seen Aidan Caesar on the very last tackle loop round the setup and kick it on the short side.
He's very good at reading the situation. Obviously, you don't get to an NRL Grand Final by being a nobody. He's very good at reading the situation. He's seen there's no winger set on that side. He's come round, put the kick in, put the pressure on Wellesby, and the young lads just made a little error, and we've been able to force a drop out from it. So the chances now for Huddersfield to get themselves back in front in this game.
And once again, Aidan Caesar's boot showing the difference in his game so far.
Oh, it's not a good drop out for Huddersfield. It's one of those awkward ones that lands in between. James Gavey's going to have a straight run at James Roby. And I think the good thing about James Gavey is he goes straight at the man. He does tire out defences just by hitting the man and hitting the man constantly. He tires out defences, does that.
He's the enforcer for a reason.
Tom Holmes to Aidan Caesar. Oh, it's a knock on by Regan Grace, I believe. Yeah, Regan Grace knew it straight away.
I tell you what, my hands were on my head there. I thought for a second he was through. I'm very glad I had your eyes here.
It was an inch. It was an inch from being a perfect pass and an inch from being an awful pass. That was the sort of territory we were in there with that ball. Regan Grace is so quick. He can look 5 yards away and then he's on the defensive line. So you need to really be careful with those cut-out passes out to the right.
But again, a chance for the Giants.
Again, coming short side. There's chances.
Oh, he's been well wrapped up very quickly there.
Jonathan Lomax. Huddersfield held the ball and scrum there. I think if the ball would have come straight out, there'd have been a massive chance for Aidan Caesar and Darnell McIntosh to find some space on the right hand side. But Jonathan Lomax spent a lot of time at full-back. He's good in those one-on-one defensive situations. Manages to wrap up the half-back. Paul Clough to set one up. He's met by Morgan Knowles.
It's a good return pass.
Kenny Edwards looking to try and find some space for an offload. Short ball maybe. No, it's going to go to Michael Lawrence. He's going to set it up. It's been a bit of a wasteful set so far for Huddersfield, but it's the last tackle now. Aidan Caesar with ball in hand. Cut out ball to Jordan Turner. That's great work by Regan Grace again. Caesar put his hand up in the air there, but I don't think there was anything wrong with the pass. I think it was perfect. I think Jordan Turner's really good at that quick pass, but Regan Grace again, he's just so quick coming out the line. You have to beat two men to beat him. He's that good at the minute. Not really much Jordan Turner could do, but St Helens start the set from 10 metres out. Maybe you ask a little bit more in the first two carries there from Giants trying to set something up. It's a silly penalty to give away from Kenny Edwards there, just grabbing the ankle of the St Helens player as he tries to get up.
It's those silly penalties that we can't give away, because that is what will give them we'll find them much further up the field for every penalty we give away.
Yeah, it's the little things like that give St Helens games, and Kenny Edwards will know that more than anybody, and I don't think he'll be happy with himself.
The kick hasn't gone particularly far though, but
it was a bit of a shank from Jonathan Lomax. But they do start the set on the 40-metre mark from their own try line. 60 metres to go. Seen Saints go further in sets with the pack they've got. There's a 15-metre carry there from Luke Thompson to get them started. So still danger for Huddersfield to defuse here. Big shot from James Garnier, just misses the man though.
He really flies into tackles, doesn't he? Does not hold back at all.
He does do short 20-25 metre stints, but he really wants to make his time on the field noticeable. Again, flying into a tackle there against Jonathan Lomax. The offside looks like he's found some space. It's been closed off by Michael Lawrence and Tom Holmes. The last tackle for Saints, they're going to go on the blind side. There's space outside if they can find the men, and they have done. Try for St Helens. Once again, it feels like the penalty was such a big influencer in that movement.
Is it any coincidence that both St Helens tries so far this game have come off the back of a set that has started on a penalty that's been given away? It doesn't feel like a coincidence. It feels like something that we've seen before, and it's unnecessary again. That said, it wasn't as if the play that St Helens made and the last few sets weren't.
No. I think that was a good set. Like Jonathan Lomax has read it perfectly. James Roby's gone out. There was a straight away. There was a 4-on-3, and Jonathan Lomax took the option there because one of the men has flown out to try and stop the overlap. Little Gubber in behind, and as soon as your centre beats John and Turner, it's game over, and it's a try for St Helens. Makes it 10-6 to St Helens. With a kick to come, it's a much more difficult kick than the last one. Now the last one I said it's bread and butter for Tommy Makinson.
It's the sort of one that I could put over.
Yeah, it hit the post and only just went over. This one's much more difficult, so you can almost guarantee that he's going to slot it straight through the middle.
It'll probably be the best kick we've seen all season, this one, guaranteed. He's kicking into the Huddersfield fans, so let's see if they can make themselves heard.
Tommy Makinson will step up. It's a clean strike, but it's gone to the left, of the uprights.
Giants
and
fans very pleased with that one.
Yeah, it remains St Helens 10, Huddersfield Giants 6. 17 minutes remaining in the first half. Still well in a contest here with the Huddersfield Giants, but they need to remain in the contest as we pointed out at the start. Now here we go, big changes. Paul Clough, the experienced man, and James Gavay, the enforcer, come off the pitch. Oliver Wilson makes his first appearance of the season, and Akuma Tai is the second man to replace Paul Clough. So this is where the game starts to change. The first changes come onto the pitch, fresh faces, sort of different dynamics. Let's see how it pans out.
A penalty given away now in this set would be a disaster for the Giants, because we've seen that they make the most of them, and now is where we need to hit back.
Short ball to McCarthy Scarisbrook, but he's met by Kenny Edwards, just about stopped by Kenny Edwards. Good strength on the weak side tackle. Saints are really good at rolling that quick play, the ball forward. A couple of plays offside there for the Giants, but not called by the referee. I call it as I see it, Cameron. It's the last tackle, and St Helens 45 out. It's going to be a kick to Sam Wood, I'm sure of it.
So they identify.
Taken by Sam Wood this time.
Much better collect.
And found the quick play of the ball as well. Gives Jake Wardle a bit of a chance to run at the defence and get some extra metres.
Which he has done.
Leg drive there from Jake Wardle. Turn out McIntosh. It's another 8-metre carry. It's a good little start-up set this for the Giants. Jermaine McGillivray looks just cannonball his way into the defence, but can't quite break through this time. Mike Lawrence looks like he's found a little gap on the inside and does manage to get 12 metres. Sets up to the halfway line. Oh no. Turn out with a double fake. It's the last tackle. He's going to have to get rid of the ball. He's not got rid of the ball. And straight away, that's an error. And it gives St Helens a chance.
And you see Akuma Tai there telling the players, calm down. It was almost like they played the set too quickly. They weren't ready for the final set.
First change for St Helens, Alex Warburton coming off. Matty Lees is going to come on the pitch. Luke Thompson's still going though. He's got some engine as that big lad.
It's ridiculous, and so far I've not seen him make a loss yet this game.
It's all positive plays from the big man. You've got to really keep him quiet to win the games against St Helens. It's a good tackle in the end by Akuma Tai and Michael Lawrence, getting Matt Lees on his back. Spaces though for Jonathan Lomax to work in. Seb Taylor on the outside shoulder, but it's stopped by Tom Holmes and Jordan Turner, and eventually Jermaine McGillivray gets involved, but not enough to get him on the ground. The ball's come out to Theo Farge. Big impact. It's Kenny Edwards there for Matty Lees.
Aggression again from
last tackle. Needs to be a stop here for Huddersfield. Jonathan Lomax been wrapped up, and it is a stop. That's a bit of a confidence booster there for the Giants. A ball in good position for Saints, and a stop on the line. Got to build confidence for that defensive position there. Sam Wood's going to take the first drive in for Huddersfield, and we start about 5 metres further forward in the last set. A nice announcement for you now.
Can the owner of a red Peugeot PE11NWR speak to the nearest steward, please?
I can confirm that is not the media car, so we're okay. We're fine.
A bit concerned there for a moment.
Kenny Edwards has found a slap. It's been shut down by James Roby.
It's not the only car that needs driving.
I don't even know what you mean by that, Colin, but I'm just going to roll with it. It's lost in the tackle by Akuma Tai. Chances for Saints. Now this is the one. This is good ball for St Helens. These were Huddersfield stop here. We gain confidence so much, but St Helens try starts to put the scoreboard a little bit out of reach.
But they'll be pleased so far, as long as I don't eat my words in this next set.
Seb Taylor on the short ball, stopped by Joe Wardle and Jordan Turner. Or Tom Holmes, sorry, and Jordan Turner. That's a knock-on, a mistake from St Helens eventually. Darnell McIntosh has got the loose ball. Going to find Jake Wardle, and we're going to have zero tackle on the 20.
Good news, now let's see if they can make it pay.
7 tackle set because of the knock-on. So the 0 tackle started on 20. His first tackle, 25 out from our own line. It's an awful ball from Darnell McIntosh.
It's not what you want to see when you're trying to take advantage of a 7 tackle set. It has to be simple. And now we're in trouble.
And we're back in the position of we need to make a stop to gain the confidence defensively.
You don't want to be pegged back. This isn't where we want to remain in the game.
Ball shifted to Theo Farge. Luke Thompson's going to try and find a weak shoulder again, but doesn't.
Oh, watch him.
You can't stop the belt. He's got to either give a penalty or a knock-on. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Jesus.
Kenny Edwards, he's made up for his mistake.
Yeah, Kenny Edwards is in the tackle though, there. And he's clamped the ball up. Now Luke Thompson has clamped the ball to his leg. Kenny Edwards does not have to move away from the tackle.
Of course he doesn't.
It's Luke Thompson's responsibility to look after the ball. He's not done that. It's a knock-on, it's plain and simple.
And Donald McIntosh noticed that early doors and was ready to make the set start again, but the referee had to give the penalty. Give the scrum even.
Yeah. The referee had to give a knock-on or a penalty. There was no other option there. And he's given the right decision. Darnell McIntosh breathing a sigh of relief perhaps after the mistake with the pass. Saints are really contesting the scrum area and it's putting a lot of pressure on Adam O'Brien out the back. Ollie Wilson with his first drive of the game. That's a positive one as well from Ollie Wilson, really good. He's had some game time at Halifax, he's had some game time in the reserves. He looks match fit, he looks ready to go.
Good set so far.
Bit of hand in the face in the tackle there from Matty Lees. Officials didn't pick up on it. Michael Lawrence to the 40.
It's been brilliant gains so far from this one set.
Oliver Wilson again. Big game for the young lad. Tom Holmes is going to put the kick in this time. Straight down the throat of Jack Wellsby. Needs to be better there from Tom Holmes.
But a very positive set.
Great tackle again by Adam O'Brien. Why am I not surprised? Luke Thompson has finally come off the pitch after 30 minutes. And Kyle Aymer has Joseph Paul has come on as well for Lucas Skybrook. That must have been a knock-on.
At the very least.
It's got to be a 0 tackle then, surely. Now, the referee's not giving 0 tackle, not giving a knock-on or a forward pass. That's just an incorrect decision. Joseph Paolo to Kyle Aymer.
Oh.
Last tackle. 25 metres out for St Helens. Theo Farge is going to put the ball up to Sam Wood and Tommy Maker's just going to be hunting.
He's collected it, well done.
Eventually, after a little fumble, has collected it. Feeling a bit nervous every time the ball goes out to Sam Wood at the minute. Needs to be positive gains from here. They're not a square of the ruck there, sir.
Don't know if they can hear you from here.
Okay. Well, it's only as square as Aidan Caesar was for the first penalty leading to the try. And Jermaine McGilvray, 20 metres out from his line. That's 4th tackle. It's been a bit of a rush set from Huddersfield. St Helens has defended strong. That's what they're really good at. Pressure in the line. Aidan Caesar's got a lot of work to do now with the boot.
He's done well.
And he's done very well. He's done very, very well, in fact. He's managed to get a goal 65, 70 metres there. And keep Saints within their own 40, starting the set.
Good restart. And we've shown we can handle the pressure in the last few minutes, and it's good to see. Positive signs.
It's a high tackle from Joe Warner.
Curse of the commentator.
Yeah, I'm going to ban you from making any positive statements for the rest of the game. Penalties against Joe Wardle. It was a high tackle. I don't think anybody's disputing that.
No.
Jonathan Womack's going to find the touchline. That's a great run from Matty Lees. He's shown the young lad something there. Ollie Wilson's welcome back to Super League, young man. Theo Farge tips onto Dominic Peru. In a battle with 3 men there. One of them, of course, Adam O'Brien. Zebtaya on the short ball again. They love the short ball to Zebtaya.
Has Kenny Edwards been involved in every single tackle?
He is moving a lot across the field. He's going to get back into position now. Oh, he's offside. I can't believe it. I really can't. The ones that he's not calling compared to the ones that he is. I really can't believe it.
They seem so insignificant compared to the ones that we at least think we're seeing.
Well, they said penalty try. Let's see how this one goes for Saints.
We've shot the ball.
Has been recovered by Huddersfield. Oh, that's an awful decision. That is a terrible decision by the in-touch referee. Oh my.
I'm genuinely in shock there.
Carl Amore's clearly gone to try and offload the ball and has lost it completely. They somehow got a penalty from it, and it's come from the in-goal referee. And Huddersfield are going to have to work hard to rectify an official error there. It's a great shot by Oliver Wilson.
Some free penalties so far in this set.
See, that could have been a penalty for lying on. The referee lets that one go. He's got to give a penalty the other way.
Apologies for shouting, but it just seems right.
I feel like that was coming. I feel that was coming.
We've been vindicated.
Phil first trip. It's unfortunate because Phil first trips behind the man, but as soon as he stops behind the man, he has. As soon as he either has to surrender himself or it's a penalty. And he didn't surrender himself. He went back across the line to try and find a player, so it has to be a penalty. The clearance kick by Aiden Caesar goes about 25 metres, not the worst you'll find in Super League. We're going to start on the 40 metre mark. So a bit of positivity there. 3 penalties, 3 sets on the line. Huddersfield have managed to weather the storm.
I'm going to put my house on St Helens scoring after that one. It just seemed to be the only way they were going.
Akuma Tai is now injured. The last thing Huddersfield need is a forward injured.
And he's looking right into the ground. This isn't
only got 3 forwards on the bench tonight, obviously with Tom Holmes coming on the bench, which was vital with Lee Gaskell's injury. But with Akuma Tai down, we're going to be down to 2 subs and 45 minutes of the game to go.
Looks like Aaron Murphy's going to come on. He's stripped and ready to come.
Michael Lawrence is going to have to put a big shift in the forwards now.
Really not ideal so far this game. 2 injured players. It's not.
No, we're really having to do this the hard way. And we finally felt like we'd come through a period where we were avoiding the injuries and putting a team together on the pitch every week. They knew what they were doing, they were capable of the job at hand. And then in 2 weeks we've lost 4 people to injury, 1 to suspension, and it's not doom and gloom obviously. There were still 3 wins from 4, but it just all of a sudden feels very, very same old.
And look, we can't be too negative in terms of this particular game because we've shown with 4 minutes left on the clock this half, it's 10-6, and we have shown signs of how good we can be. The try came through a good set. We've had good chances pushing up the field. We've shown very good defensively on the back foot. You know, with some potentially controversial refereeing decisions.
Akuma Tai is limping off the field. I think that might be his night done.
Being helped off by 2 men. Really, really unfortunate.
Hey! Killed it! No! Not like that.
So, back underway now. Aaron Murphy's going to take the first drive, fresh man. He's come on the pitch for Akuma Tai. Like I said, that leaves us with only James Gavey and Paul Clough on the bench, so big minutes for some of the forwards tonight. It's a great catch from Joe Worrell behind the ball. Oliver Wilson with a big drive straight up the middle.
He's looked really good so far, Oliver Wilson.
St Helens are very, very good. After they made the initial impact, turning the tackle in the ruck. Late shot on Aiden Caesar there, but the kick was still good. Regan Grace tried to get away from one but couldn't.
Fans in that corner calling for something.
St Helens are going to buy for a penalty now. Get them onside, as they all call.
Heard that one before.
Every single one of them are onside, just so you know. I will confirm that.
At least this time.
At least this time, yeah. Adam O'Brien's sneaking again. He needs to be careful.
Oh dear.
Oh, it's an offload, and this is going to create space for St Helens. Tom Holmes does well to wrap up the St Helens man, but it's another 20 metres on the back. 35 out on the last tackle. Tony Lomax going to put the kick in this time. I'd love to see that go dead. And it has. It's great work.
Which has come true.
Yeah, just relax it a little bit. 7 tackles set from the 20.
And breathe.
I think the Huddersfield players will be thinking to themselves, look, we've had a couple of injuries, we're 4 points down, we're not playing too badly. Just an offload from Sam Wood. It's ambitious on 0 tackle, but it's come off.
Like I said, he's a massively long body there, he's able to get the ball over the top.
Yeah, he's come off and they've got an extra 5 metres off the back, so in the end a good play from Sam Wood.
Good pass.
Hayden Caesar on the run. Jordan Turner on the outside is going to look to beat Jonathan Lomax, but doesn't. It's good metres though from that carry. Well, find those one-on-one battles on the outside really do gain metres, valuable metres. They look to shift the ball again. Ollie Wilson, good ball.
Brilliant collect.
Jake Wardle's got space on the outside. He's going to look to beat Kevin Nagama.
It's a good run.
Jake Wardle's been so good this year. 30 metres on the back on 4th tackle. We're going to look to set it up. Aaron Murphy's taking the drive in, 15 metres out on the last tackle. What can Hayden Caesar produce for the Giants now? It's going to come to Kenny Edwards. Kenny Edwards is going to put a little grubber in. It's not a bad one. Tommy Makinson retrieves. Oh, Tommy Makinson looks to get out, and he has done. That's appalling, really. 3 tackle bust from Tommy Makinson there. It's just too easy for the winger.
Must be a high tackle.
It was so good from Kenny Edwards.
And you can almost feel in the ground now the tension is starting to rise. There's only a minute and a half left on the clock.
There's 3 missed tackles on Tommy Atkinson there to try and get him dead in goal. That would have been really important with a minute 20 left. And here we go again. Adam O'Brien, I think it has been called out. That would have been a goal line dropout with a minute and 30 left and a chance for Huddersfield to go in level or in front. Instead, there's a minute left on the clock and Saints have the ball 40 metres out and can go in 8 or 10 points up. It's such an important set now for Huddersfield. They need to keep St Helens out. Saints will set up for one big play. Just a hand in there from Adam O'Brien. It should be back to 1, and it is. It's good work from Adam O'Brien, but obviously, them's the rules.
I keep looking at the clock.
27 seconds left. Saints 25 metres out. We're going to play this ball with 20 seconds left. Tackle count's not really important at this point. Kevin Nagama has gone for a little step. I've gone absolutely nowhere, fallen over in the process.
10 seconds left.
10 seconds on the clock. This is going to be the last tackle, you'd imagine. It's going to be a little kick. Tom Holmes goes up. Oh no. Phil Fires looks for a kick. It's Kevin Nagama. Sam Wood's really tall and he bats it away. Very good for Sam Wood, very good. A lot of movement in midfield there, a lot of bouncing about. The ball came over to Sam Wood, and Sam Wood has used his height there to get the ball dead.
He looks,
and breathe.
He looks like a basketball player this game more than he has a rugby player a lot of the time. He's stretched those arms so long, and I'm so happy that we've got to that point because it was a series of errors that seen them actually get that far. They shouldn't have had the set. We should have tackled him. It should have been a dropout. Yeah. We should have retrieved the ball back.
It should have been Huddersfield putting the pressure on in the last set of the half, but it wasn't. Thanks to Tommy Makinson.
I should not be feeling like I'm going to have a heart attack.
Right, that brings us to half time. It's been a sort of rip-roaring contest so far. A try from Alan O'Brien got Huddersfield underway, but tries from, if I look at my notes,
two players.
two St Helens players, that's for sure.
I guarantee that.
I'll find that out for you in the half-time break. But there's two tries from St Helens that bring the score to 10 points to 6. Not too disappointing from Huddersfield, but we've not seen the best of Huddersfield yet this game. I think Simon Woodford will be the first to tell you that we've not been on our game so far this half. So, big second half coming up. We'll be right back with it. Welcome back to the Totally Wicked Stadium. Welcome back to GiantsTV. My name is Sean Evans. I'm joined by Cameron Deacon, and this is an important second half of the Huddersfield Giants. St Helens leading at a half-time break, 10 points to 6. But 40 minutes to go, and a big 40 minutes for Huddersfield Giants. Cameron, what do Huddersfield need to do to go away with 2 points tonight?
Well, I don't particularly think either side will have gone in happy that half. It's a classic Wolf v Wolford situation where they won't be happy that they haven't scored more off the advantages they had, and I don't think that Simon's going to be pleased with the amount of penalties we give away, and I think that is the key. The amount of penalties we've conceded to push ourselves back onto our own area has been ridiculous. If we can cut those out, if we can cut those out, we should be okay because we've looked good going forward.
Yeah, we're back underway now. Sorry about that, Cameron. Ollie Wilson with the first drive. The half Huddersfield are returning this. As you said, there's a lot of penalties, but I think obviously 2 injuries aren't going to help Huddersfield. It's going to be hard work. If they get anything from this game, it's going to be a tremendous effort from the big lads. But we are still in the game, and that's the important bit.
And you highlighted before the game the forwards v the forwards in this match, and we're now in a situation 2 of them down.
Jordan Turner's broke a tackle and got some space. He's made 30 metres there. It's great work from Jordan Turner. Second effort, surely, referee. Nothing coming. Jermaine McGilvray. It's good work from Morgan Knowles. The ball's going to come to Aiden Caesar. And it's a high hanging bomb. Jack Wellsby under a bit of pressure. He's going to seek inside, and Tom Owens makes a tackle. I think that one was something that Earl was referring to in the pre-match show a couple of weeks ago, where those high kicks aren't always for scoring a try. They're sometimes just to set up your defence in good position. I think that's what Huddersfield have done there. Set themselves up 10 metres away from Saints' line, and then are going to back themselves defensively.
It applies that little bit of pressure early on. I think if they can get a good defensive set here early doors.
Kyle Amor did immense so far since he's come on the field. Penalties. We said discipline at the start of the half. Penalties.
It took us a phenomenal less than 2 minutes to give away the first one.
Yeah, but there's 2 16s on. That good, lad.
That's news to us.
Yeah, apparently there's 2 number 16s on the pitch, but I don't think there is. I think it might just be the numbers.
I'm not going to say anything.
James Rovers broke through the line.
His arm though. That's
Jack Wellsby with a little dart. Sorry, we're just trying to help somebody with the numbers for Huddersfield Giants. St Helens on the Huddersfield Giants try line, courtesy of the penalty. There's a shift here from Jonathan Lomax, going to try and find the short ball. Jake Wardle's done great work, has it? Yes, he has. Fantastic from Jake Wardle. He thinks he stole the ball one-on-one.
And I've just seen as well, Giants.
Oh, Joe Wardle's down
in the middle. Could you ask for a worse situation?
Another forward in a massive forward battle. There's going to be a second forward down with injury. Leaves us with one player on the bench after Lee Gaskell's early injury.
We're going to have to put in such a massive effort going into the last 35, 37 minutes of this game with
Joe Wardle's up and he looks keen to get back in the defensive line. We'll see how that one develops. I really think Jake Wardle will shoot that ball one-on-one, but the referee didn't agree. The ball's back in St Helens' hands. It is the last tackle. It was great work on the short pass by Jake Wardle. Really good defensive work. St Helens fans booing an injured player. Spoke about this at OKR.
Less said about it, the better, I think.
Little grubber through from Theo Farge. Tom Holmes with the work to do, and he's done it. Great work from Tom Holmes.
Brilliant.
Short ball to Jordan Turner. He's going to try and find a gap. It's a good clearance run from Jordan Turner.
Second one this half.
In those positions, Saints are really going to try and hunt and keep you pinned in, but Jordan Turner's done well to get on the front foot there for the Giants. "22 metres out now. We'll see what Huddersfield do here. It looks like it's just going to be one outs, just try and get some yardage.
Keep it
to the last tackle. I'm not sure, you know. I think the times that we have shifted the ball, we've looked a lot better. Aaron Caesar with a nice spiralling kick. It's going to put Reading Grace under pressure, but he's got a chance to clear it. We can't give this guy any space in field. He's going to look for it, and Michael Lawrence deals with the problem. Saints are going to start on the halfway line though, and it's another tough defensive set incoming for Huddersfield Giants.
No one said this is going to be an easy game by any means.
Aaron Murphy, big shot. Tony Lomax out to Jack Wellsby. Kevin Nagama.
Wrapped up.
Kevin Nagama's got to try and find Tommy Makinson, surely. We've all heard about Tommy Makinson's acrobatic finishes in the past, and he's just not even trying to find him. Tried to go in alone, and 4 Huddersfield defenders wrap him up.
It's probably the first time in this entire game we've seen the ball get shifted out right to the wing and him have an opportunity.
Oh, so it's another clean shift, and they've got a chance here as well. Seb Tayer's going to look to turn offward. Coming out to Joseph Paolo. He's stopped just before the line on the last tackle. Ball out to Theo Farge, ducks back inside. Jonathan Lomax is wide open. And it's a penalty to Huddersfield Giants, thank you. Correctly so.
It did not look like it was going to be a penalty from any second there, because apologies, it should have been a penalty.
So what's happened there is Theo Farge come back inside, Johnny Lomax on the short ball, which is fine, but James Roby has stayed in the ruck and obstructed Kenny Edwards to try and get out and make that tackle.
But you can see that very clearly from here.
So it is a penalty for obstruction to Huddersfield Giants. I think it was Kenny Edwards. It might not have been Kenny Edwards. It's Kenny Edwards on the opposite side of the field, so that just might be my eyes.
He has been all over the place tonight.
He has, honestly. It's hard to keep track of him at the minute. Aaron Murphy with the drive. 35 metres out. But he's really dragged back there from the St Helens defence. Really good work from St Helens. Good ball.
Nice.
Darnell McIntosh got space. Oh, Tommy Makinson. That's outstanding work from the England winger. Came and met Jake Wardle before he even had a chance.
Oh,
it's a great catch from Michael Lawrence. Them hands. It's a cricketer. Get him in the slips. Fantastic work.
It's like he used the force to bring the ball back into his hands.
Ball to Aaron Caesar now. He's going to look to put a high hanging bomb in. Again, just put all the bit of miscommunication. It's a chance for Jermaine McGillivray to get on top of this. And miscommunication there puts Saints back on their own 10-metre mark. I think Regan Grace wanted Wellesby to collect it, and Wellesby wanted Grace to collect it, and all of a sudden, Huddersfield have a chance to apply some pressure. 2 men in a tackle there, 15 metres out. Huddersfield Giants really got to try and muscle up in defence, limit the yardage. Oh, there's a chance to shift it here. Nagama versus Jay Warner. It's a really interesting battle down there. Nagama's won this one. Made an extra 15 metres.
Giants have to be careful here. The referee's signalling to get back on the onside.
Yeah, Giants do seem to be trying to sneak an extra yard a little bit tonight.
They'll be in danger of giving another
Last
penalty.
one, Theo Farge, 40 metres out, puts a really high hanging bomb in to Sam Wood.
He's done really well.
Yeah, the player that was pressurising Sam Wood was offside. I think if he was offside, it should have been a penalty anyway, because... Hey, and there's one for us. Thank you. Huddersfield have been penalised for offside 3 times. St Helens haven't been penalised yet to this point. Finally penalised for offside.
A lot of unhappy fans around us at the moment, I think, for that one.
I think if they want to call it, they've got to call it both ways. And Seas with a really good kick, 30 metres on that one. Makes the start on St Helens 40, and here we go. This is where Huddersfield really need to step up their game. It's been a really, really defensive start to the second half, 8 minutes in.
And it's where we said we need to sort of show some kind of attacking prowess in these situations where you get the penalty in your favour.
St Helens will really be looking to stop any sort of score-making opportunity for the Giants. Michael Lawrence gets to the 20 on the second tackle. Shifts on the way. Nice short ball. I'm not sure that was forward at all, you know.
It looked very close for me, to be fair. It could have gone either way.
The touch judge has called it on this side.
It was close.
Yeah, Mr. Jones has called that one.
Really making the point now of getting the players back on side. I think it might be a key feature of this half.
They were all on side personally, but we are in a lot of crisis to get them on side. I did watch it quite closely. It's online with us. A bit wasteful there from Huddersfield. It was only the second tackle. There was a real chance to put pressure on the Saints line. Again, errors. You mentioned it before the game. Second and third most errors. There's been a lot of unforced errors from the Huddersfield Giants tonight. You can't do that at the home of St Helens. And there's another one. Another silly error. It's such an obvious second effort. I'm pulling my hair out, so I can't imagine what Simon Wolf is doing right now.
He'll have none left by the end of this game.
It's such simple stuff as well. Such simple stuff. St Helens once again. We've been here before. We're here again. Got a chance. 10 metres out from the Giants line on first tackle. Short ball to Zebteya from Joseph Paolo. It's a forward pass.
I'll tell you what. Now, the stat that I read before the game was St Helens have the third lowest amount of errors and the Giants have the second lowest amount of errors.
I don't think that's going to be the case after tonight.
I feel like we may have dropped down that list quite dramatically, both teams.
There's some very, very silly errors on shore, both in the penalty department and in the unforced errors department. But the lack of response from the St Helens crowd sorts of suggests that might have been forward. 4 seconds on the shot clock, 3 seconds on the shot clock. Tom Moores has to get the ball in the scrum. Jeez.
Really cutting it close there.
On the short side to Jermaine McGillivray, he gets 10. Oh, it's a good shot from Zebteya. Tom Holmes, he's fantastic. It's short. It looks like there was some sort of shift set, and then ended up being a short ball to Michael Lawrence. Chances here. There was chances there for a 40-20, just spying out the back line, but didn't go to Aiden Caesar, so we settled for a kick on halfway. And it does go to Aiden Caesar this time. It's a grubber kick this time. Tommy Makerson, the collector.
We know what he can do.
He's going to do exactly what Regan Grace does. He's going to skirt across the line, look for it. Well met by Tom Holmes. Oh, it's a great tackle by Adam O'Brien. Stops Regan Grace in his track. That's what you need to do to Regan Grace. You really need to get out and make those tackles. You can't give him yardage inside, you can't give him gaps.
Once he gets into the stride, there's very, very little stopping him.
There's few rugby players in the world that would catch Regan Grace, never mind the Super League. I think Josh Adokar is the only one who would come close. Saints on halfway now. Carl Amor with ball in hand. Been very good so far for St Helens, that's Carl Amor. Theo Fires with the kick on the 40, no pressure on the kick. But there's going to be pressure on the catch. He was not backed by St Helens.
An opportunity here.
Penalty.
It seems like...
Well, you know what the St Helens fans think of it. You can hear that.
It sounds like the crowd responded to you calling that one there.
Yeah. Okay, I was wondering what the call was. Scott Michalauskas has given a penalty for offside. He's a touch touch on the far side. He said Tommy Makerson was in front of the kicker and obviously encroached within the 10 because he was making the catch. So there you go, that's the call. That's why the penalty is 10 metres further out from the contact.
Good call.
I can't even claim that I saw it. I did not have a clue. I just assumed Tommy Makerson's onside, he's that quick, but the touch judge is called offside. Obviously Scott Michalauskas is a Super League referee as well, so I think you've got to trust the official in that case. Obviously nobody in the stands watching who's onside and offside from the kick. A chance for Darnell McIntosh on the outside. Hand in there, hand in, back to one.
Good.
Not sure if that should have been a scrum down. Jerry making the yards, making them extra yards count.
You can always count on him to do that.
So that's the first tackle from there, 35 metres out. Aaron Murphy. He's another one of the forwards that has had to do so much work today because of the injuries. Tom Holmes with a great little pass. There's a cut out ball to Jake Wardle. Cut inside, it looked high from Kevin Nagama and it was. Jake Wardle and Kevin Nagama are having a right little battle on that edge.
It's almost mirrors what happened to the Giants earlier on in the first half. A collection of penalties all coming inside the St Helens half, and again you have to make the pressure pay from these penalties. You can't say it enough times. International
player versus international prospect out there between Nagama and Jake Wardle. Kenny Edwards demanding that the ball comes inside so that he has a bit more space to run the ball in. Just the 2 metres from the kick, but that was the important bit. The important bit is comes back into the middle. Mike Lawrence is going to take the first drive in and set up this play. As St Helens took a lot of the chances in the first half, Huddersfield have got to take theirs. Cries for nothing there, I think. Nice flat pass from Tom Holmes. There's a crusher tackle, I think, there, you know. Jay Wardle's holding his neck. So weird thing about crusher tackles is they don't get called in games that aren't on TV, but on TV they get called all the time. Another one of those issues. Tom Holmes with a cut-out pass, stupid. Oh, jeez.
I honestly have thrown everything off the table where I thought we were in some serious trouble.
Honestly, I think commentator's cam is going to have to happen soon because we do make some expressions during these games.
A lot of time.
I just think that Tom Holmes, he's a good player, is Tom Holmes. He's really good at finding those passes. But if there's anybody in the country you do not want to throw those balls towards, it's Regan Grace. Because if he catches that ball, nobody is stopping him.
There's a thing in this business called a hospital pass, and I think even had that pass met its target, I think whoever had caught that pass would have found themselves on the back of a stretcher going off the field.
So the difference there is that Janet McIntosh gave himself up straight away. And clearly, like, this is what I always say, I think fans live on former rules. That's one of the rules now. If you fall to the floor and give yourself up in that situation, it's not a penalty. It's never fouled.
Sounds like a pantomime at the moment.
It is a massive pantomime. St Helens crowd really trying to get themselves involved. That was never forward either. I don't know what game these fans are watching, but honestly, God, that was never forward. I mean, it's been knocked on anywhere by Joe Warner. Proving how not forward it was, it hit his back shoulder. Two changes, Polo and Carl Amor coming off the pitch. Alex Walmsley returning, trying to work out who the other change was. I think it was Costello has come on, and Morgan Rose has gone into the back row.
Good tackle.
Great tackle. 35 metres out for Saints. Another kick to Sam Wood. Darnell's going to cut in.
He's out in touch.
Out of touch. First error is the knock-on. Although the advantage rule does apply this year, so the referee could have quite easily caught that advantage. Ironic cheers from a crowd that clearly don't know what's going on so far this game.
I know the Giants. They like to play in front of a pantomime crowd. It's not something they're unused to.
Every year the Giants do a nice little pantomime, so they're used to the.
Something familiar about the surroundings today.
No, he isn't. He's offside. No, he isn't. Jonathan Lomax across Costello. Zero tackle. Jermaine McGilvery hand. Mike Costello again. Chances. Joe Fairs, it was an offload from Alex Walmsley. Trying for a high tackle now. They'll just take anything, will Saints fans.
What's next on the call sheet?
Alex Walmsley inside. Looking for the offload, he's not going to get it. 1 metre out from the line. Chances though for St Helens. Poacher's on it low. Great tackle by Jordan Turner. He's read that before it even happened. It's a knock on.
There's a knock on there.
Mike Costello was in for a certain try.
Knock on.
And he's knocked on.
I thought I saw it. I thought he dropped it on the floor.
It looked a certain try, but there was some contact. He tried to put the ball down, and he's fumbled it. I mean, he's given a scrum on the 10, so he must have been just short of the line.
I mean, you say the contact before the put down. There seemed to be a little scrap afterwards, after the decision was made. Obviously something has gone on there. We don't want to make too many presumptions at the moment.
It didn't seem like anything from our eyes, but obviously we'll re-watch it later and we'll see what the match review panel have to say. But a bit of a let-off there for Huddersfield, you have to say.
But on the other hand, before that, very good defensive work.
St Helens are going to look ahead in defence now, going to put Huddersfield under pressure. This is what Saints are so good at. Joe Wardle finally gets the Huddersfield out of some pressure there, 30 metres out. Paul Clough's back on the pitch for Huddersfield. And he gets us to the 40. It's a good run from Paul Clough.
After what was some very good pressure early on, we managed to get some good distance.
Tom Holmes with a kick. It's not ideal, it's straight down the throat of Tommy Makinson.
A real chance for him to make a set here. Broken one.
Halfway. And I've said it so many times, but a big defensive setting coming for Huddersfield Giants. 18 minutes left and we're still scoreless in the second half. It remains St Helens 10, Huddersfield Giants 6.
At the very least, you can say it's been a very competitive game so far. It's good to see.
The confidence that Huddersfield can take from this game is as much as any points.
And it could still go either way at the moment.
Short ball to them, takes great work from Field-Fage. Tom Holmes has to do work and he does it. Last tackle for Saints, 10 metres out, they're going to go short. Short
big
side.
Move, big move.
Johnny Lomax to Matty Costello. Regan Grace. Surely was a forward pass. Knock on. He's given knock on. Turnover, yeah. Seemed like the right call because the ball bubbled out to Jordan Turner.
And even though he collected it and took it out of play,
it must have got to him somehow.
Yeah. Forward pass had already been made. The
touch judge made the decision. He was right next to the play, so
that far left-hand corner of the
Aaron
field.
Murphy taking a well-deserved break. James Gavier back on the field for the last 17 minutes. Straight into Alex Walmsley. And it's meters after contact and an offload. Phenomenal stuff from James Gavier, and that gets Huddersfield rolling a little bit. There was another pressure set coming there from St Helens, but that pressure's been relieved by a great bit of work from James Gavier. Paul Clough gets us rolling another 10 metres. There's nobody at the back for St Helens at the minute. Jake Wardle is away. He's got one to beat. He's beat him. Jake Wardle goes for the corner. He scored a try. It's Jake Wardle for the Huddersfield Giants. It's a great bit of work. And he stepped around Jack Wellesby down the touchline and he's in for the try for Huddersfield Giants. That makes the score St Helens 10, Huddersfield Giants 10 with 16 minutes remaining. We have a game on our hands.
And I've said before this match started it was going to be close. The stats were all close. We were right next to each other in the table and we are seeing it unfold before our eyes. This game could have gone either way towards the end of that second half and we're in for a rip-roar of an end to this one.
I said earlier on, there's a massive game between international star in Kevin Nagama and international prospect in Jake Wardle down that side. Jake Wardle has absolutely blitzed everybody down the left edge and scored. Aidan Caesar has a chance to put the Huddersfield Giants ahead.
Some phenomenal speed there from Jake.
Jake Wardle's just got a call to the England Knights squad. I don't think it'll be too long before he might get a call to that first team. You know, he's a real prospect for these Huddersfield Giants. At just 22 years old as well, he has a big future ahead of him.
And let's not take away in that move the amount of brilliant last-second offloads we saw there from players to get to that position in the first place, which all started with the great Gavitt offload.
Yes, James, can't underestimate James Gavitt's meters after contact and the offload that got the ball rolling on the fantastic work. And Aidan Caesar, all the pressure. Let's see how he copes with it. 15 minutes on the clock. Come on, Aidan. He kicks them for fun. Seize is the cry from the Giants fans.
Hail Caesar.
Hail Caesar.
I like it.
It's made it St Helens 10, Huddersfield Giants 12 with 15 minutes remaining. What a match this is. Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
I don't care what happens now. I'm definitely going to have a heart attack before the end of this one. I'm not feeling well.
Honestly, no matter what, Huddersfield can take a lot of heart from this game.
And God,
James Gavitt! Big contact with Alex Walmsley.
They're two massive men. You could feel the earth shake when that collision happened.
St Helens fans getting vocal to try and get behind their team.
Who find themselves in the unfamiliar position of being behind.
Chances outside for Joe Wardle. Jermaine McGilvray takes the tackle on the edge. Good meters. cowbell ringing from the Huddersfield Giants. 30 metres out on the last tackle.
I do have one in my pocket, but I think I'll keep it in there.
Marshalling the game here in season out. Kick it to touch, 12 metres out. 14 minutes left. Let's set up again, boys. Let's defend again, boys. That's the captain's call there from Aiden Caesar. Oh, there's some real nerves on this media bench, I can tell you right now.
I feel like I might throw up every word I say at this point.
Look, Saints go on to win this game. It's a massive, massive plus for the confidence of Huddersfield Giants. But if Huddersfield Giants do get 2 points tonight, it's not only a massive confidence booster, it's a point proving to the rest of the league that the Giants are going to be here for the season.
And the Wigan game is just a blip, just a blip.
Alex Walmsley gets over the 35 metres. It's going to be such a busy game for the rest of the second half.
We've already seen the pressure they can put us under, and I don't know if I'm ready for what it's about.
It's going to be at least 6 minutes of pressure, because they're going to have half the possession. Oh, it's a great ball from Johnny Lomax, but Mike Costello's been hit by Jermaine. 32 metres out on the last tackle. There's going to be a pressure kick. I imagine it'll go to Sam Wood. It's not. It's going to go to Darnell McIntosh this time. It's not going to reach Darnell McIntosh. It's a knock back from Regan Grace. Johnny Lomax on the last tackle still. Luke Thompson, there's space on the outside for Saints. Sam Wood with a tackle. Oh. Sam Wood, it's the great work there by Sam Wood. Fantastic stuff. What's the referee called? He's given knock on. Has he given knock on to the Giants? He's given knock on to the Giants. Unbelievable. He's given last tackle. He said that there was a knockback by the Saints player, but he's gone back on his decision and given knock on and gives St Helens the ball 20 metres out.
I'm really not sure where this one's going to... Oh my God.
The referee put his hand up for the last tackle. He knew, in his opinion, he thought there was a knockback by Regan Grace, but he's gone back on that decision and decided to give a knock on against the Giants, and St Helens have a chance to win the game now, or at least get themselves ahead with 10 minutes remaining. It feels like the game weighs on this set, doesn't it, Cameron?
I'm honestly, at this point, the tension in my stomach.
I imagine a short ball to Stebtayer, yeah, it was.
Well wrapped up. They defended well, the Giants, today. You've got to give them that.
It's a great tackle by Gavi.
It's cut him down.
This is the player. Come back on the inside to Dominic Peru. Straight at two men.
Stop him before the try line.
Turned onto his back for the last tackle. Tangled up in the tackle though.
Don't give anything away now.
Oh, there's numbers. Johnny Lomax with a cut-out ball.
Oh,
and he's straight in touch. And it was a forward pass anyway. Turnover on the 10-metre mark for the Giants.
Such a massive pressure let off there, and the Giants players are so happy,
there was a massive overload on the left-hand side for St Helens. There were 4-on-3. Lomax has gone for the cut-out pass to Regan Grace. He couldn't quite connect it.
As we click
and
down.
Huddersfield ball 10 metres out from their own line. 10 minutes left on the clock, and it's a 2-point difference between the teams.
Can somebody pre-call the ambulance for this one? I'm going to need it.
Defensively, Saints will put a lot of pressure on this set now. We know that for certain. Sam Wood with a great carry, 10 metres after contact there.
We said it early on, never, ever.
Right off the Saints. The big flag over there, mate, just in case you forget.
Honestly, I can't get my words right at the moment.
Never right off the Saints, is what they say. I don't think they need writing off when it's only a 2-point game, mate. Just under 10 remaining. Huddersfield ball on the 40-metre mark. Two's play, James Gavier looks for the off-road but keeps hold of it. Halfway line on the last tackle. All eyes on Helens season out. Gonna go out to Jordan Turner. And it's a great kick. It's a great little grubber. The pressure can be made here. It's a great kick from Jordan Turner. What a kick. Jordan Turner, I think before the game, I saw a lot of shifts out to Jordan Turner and kicking the ball across. I didn't see it happening in the game so far, but he's finally come in, and Jordan Turner's put a perfect kick in. He's trickled out 2 metres from the try line, gives Huddersfield a chance to set up 10 metres out from the Saints line.
But we've been in this position before, and we know if we give away a penalty within this set, we suddenly find ourselves in the back foot right in our own half again.
Yep, and we know that St Helens can make 80 metres in a set if they want to, so it's really going to have to be strong defence, no matter where it is on the pitch.
Discipline, discipline, discipline must be the cry.
It's a good tackle from Jay Wardle. Made a season of James Gavay in that one. James Gavay with the leg tackle there. It's really important, getting him down. He's moved off the mark, surely moved off the mark by at least a yard. Oh, James Gavay's been sat him down. Oh, but he's come back to make the tackle. Good work from James. But he's been offloaded, and there's a chance. There's numbers on the inside. Tom Holmes has made a big tackle on Matty Lees there. Matty Lees? It's not Matty Lees. I don't know what I'm saying. It's Morgan Knowles. Johnny Lomax with the inside ball to Thompson. Good tackle by Dynal, and it's a turnover. That was the last play. All eggs in one basket there for Saints. Luke Thompson looked like he was going to drive over again, but Dynal McIntosh with a big tackle.
This is a massive, massive set now for the Giants.
7 minutes left. Every single time Saints get the ball, they get within our 20. There's going to be 3 or 4 more attempts for Saints yet. Got to keep working hard. Got to keep working hard.
Cowbell ringing loud and true.
Kenny Edwards looking for somebody to offload to. Nobody in support, 35 metres out.
As you said, he likes to get around that shoulder. He likes to show off the ball.
Jordan Turner with a bit of space. Ooh, almost breaks free of Johnny Lomax, but doesn't. Last tackle on the 50 again. Tom Holmes this time putting the kick in.
Not a bad
It's a nice little kick again. It's not as far as last time, but it is 15 metres out. I mean, it was definitely not that close, Mr. Jones. I think you've given Saints 5 metres there, mate, but
I'm genuinely baffled by that one. It was very, very clear to you at a ball. It trickled out.
yeah, but Saints going to start the set 20 out from their own line. The last 2 times they've started 20 out from their own line, they've got within our 20. So expect pressure. 6 minutes 20 on the clock.
5 seconds on the shot clock.
Really important to win 1 or 2 early tackles here, while Saints try and shift the ball.
Exchange for Saints, sponsored by XXV, replacing number 12 by Helens.
It's another injury by the looks of it. No, his boots come off.
Oh, good
Tom
tackle in the
Holmes.
meantime.
Tom Holmes needs some support. He's a big lad. Lyrica for Sky Sports, a big lad.
You're telling me.
Oh, it's a good tackle again from Tom Holmes, round the legs. Alex Walmsley buying for a penalty, but it's not going to come. Seb Taylor on the short ball, but Jordan Turner, it's a great defensive set that from Huddersfield. 42 metres out on the last tackle.
Let's make this count.
Good work from Joe Wardle.
He's collected the ball well there.
And the ball went.
I've heard all sorts of cries there.
Yeah, all sorts of cries. Knock on, offside, forward pass, penalty. I don't know what's going on, but it's Huddersfield's ball's 20 metres out, and there is another injury. And it's Joe Wardle again.
It must be his day now. Referee finally brings the play to a halt.
I mentioned it a whole KR. I'm going to mention it again. Any fan booing injured players, it's not acceptable in this league. These are professional athletes that put the body on the line every week.
And
it's not acceptable.
And it's not just putting their body on the line, it's putting the body on the line in very, very high intensity situations.
Look at the state of him. Don't get him off. Just treat him. I'm not being funny.
The clock is stopped. It's not making anything from this. Both teams are getting a chance to recover.
Ridiculous, honestly. It's absolutely ridiculous. Happens everywhere in the country. It's ridiculous. It needs to stop. Anyway, back underway. Paul Clough with the drive. 45 metres out for the Giants on the last tackle.
Concussion assessment for the Giants is number 12, Joe Wall. Replaced on the pitch right number 15,
Good kick, 10 metres out, caught by Jack Wellsby. There's a chance for Tommy Makerson to his classic return. Oh, big hit from Jordan Turner. Oh God, 4.5 minutes remaining. Says they're going to have at least 2 chances to get too close to the Giants line.
That clock has slowed down, I swear.
Discipline needs to be the forefront of everybody's importance.
Penalties now would be heartbreaking.
Shift outlet. Oh.
Still going somehow. He's giving the ball away. It's a
shot. Great shot by Tom Holmes. Oh no. Shot. It's a great tackle by Jordan Turner. Last tackle 20 metres out. They've got to come up. There's big spaces. Big spaces. And the last tackle still. Wrap up the ball.
And they have done successfully.
And it's turnover 2 metres from the centre line. 3.5 minutes remaining.
And so many calls being made.
Saints are willing to buy for anything at the minute. I think it might come from frustration that more than anything.
Hey?
Yeah, they're not going to get called offside when the ball's faked like that, unfortunately, Aidan.
Doesn't work that way.
No.
If Giants can get some good ground on this.
Need to get up to the 30 at least to give Aidan a chance.
More cries of forward.
Paul Clough, 25 metres out now. It's great work from Paul Clough. He's got an extra 3 or 4 yards. Adam O'Brien, oh, referee! That was high. Adam O'Brien stayed down.
Kenny Edwards is furious.
Let's give a penalty now.
That could be a massive decision.
Massive decision, and it was the right decision, I might say. It was absolutely the right decision.
And I said about 5 minutes ago that penalties in this time now would be so fundamental in the final result of this game. With James Garnett looking set to come on.
I didn't see him go off, to be honest.
I've missed a lot in this game, my heart, honestly.
2.5 minutes remaining. If Giants score now, surely it's game over.
Don't say that.
It's got to be looking for a repeat set at least for Huddersfield. Ollie Wilson with a drive.
Thank you.
25 metres out of the balls, out to Tom Holmes, Eden Caesar, coming back inside to Aaron Murphy. Yeah, that was high as well, but the referee's going to let that one go. Paul Clough, that wasn't forward, that was actually forward. I'll give him that one. That was forward by a long way.
That was definitely forward. You called it straight away.
Paul Clough, the experienced man.
1 minute 43 left. How's your nerves?
Not very good. I'll tell you right now, not very good. Mr. Jones is trying to merge him back 12 metres here. The scrum's on the 14 and we're stuck on the 15, 25. It's 11 metres there, mate, not 10. Anyway, first tackle, 20 metres out from the Saints line, a minute and a half. This will be Saints' last set. No penalties is key.
I still think there's time for 2. Discipline.
Providing there's no penalties, this will be Saints' last set. A minute and 10 out. A minute and 10 from the end of the game, sorry, halfway out. Short ball, they're going to play broken play, Saints. The spaces.
We've got a gap now on this right hand side.
It's a great pass for us.
Pass.
Oh, Tommy Makerson's just saved it.
Do no penalties. Tackle here. Oh, he almost did. It's going to be big now, the tackle has to be made.
Don't jump in. Don't jump in. Matty Costello. Tackled by Mike
14
Lawrence.
seconds left on the clock.
30 metres out. Really careful, Scarsbury, the big one up the middle. That's the last
tackle.
20 metres out for the Saints.
This is huge.
They're going to go for a play. Johnny Lomax inside to Tommy Nathanson.
And it looks like Giants have recovered. With 20 seconds left.
It's surely going to be up the jumper time for the Giants.
The clock has been stopped with 16 seconds left.
There's an injury to Sam Wood, and there's more boos from the Saints crowd. That's like injecting into the veins right there.
Oh, don't say anything yet. The last thing you want now is a penalty in the last set, and next thing you know, they're drawing and we're in golden point scenario. And I don't think we're out to
the last set. 16 seconds left. We've got the ball. It's got to be up the jumper.
It's got
to be up the jumper, Cameron.
That's the flag that you've pointed out to me, says.
Cameron.
Until that clock says 0 and I hear that horn go. We begin.
That was high.
10 seconds left, give it to Kenny, and we got a penalty,
and that is it. This ball will go into touch, they'll tap it and they'll kick it back into touch. That is it. Huddersfield Giants have come to the home of the champions and they've won.
I can't believe it.
St Helens 10, Huddersfield Giants 12. Now if there's not been a marker for the season yet for the Giants, if going to Catalan wasn't enough, they've come to St Helens and they've won. And that is it. Kenny Edwards sees the ball out of play.
I saw...
That is one of the performances of the season.
I saw on Twitter today, and I kept it in my mind. Someone had tweeted out about how to go top of the table we needed 112 points, and the response to that was a St Helens fan, and he said, you're lucky to get 12. And that's exactly what we've got tonight, and we've won the game. So many people have written us off for this match.
Do you know, I'm going to throw something out there. I spoke to Simon Wolford a lot in this pre-season, and Simon Wolford has said every game, if we concede 10 points, we win the game. And tonight we conceded 10 points and we've won the game.
And I think it's interesting to go, if we look back at the last game against Wigan, I think we would have seen, had the sending off not occurred, we would have seen a very similar performance. And I genuinely believe we could have gone on and won that game as well. We are the 4 happiest people in the world at this stand.
Well, what can I say? That's all we've got left for today. We'll be back next week. We'll be back on Wednesday night even when we've got Toronto in the Challenge Cup, but I'm not sure that game will live up to the sort of...
I don't think anything this season will live up to what I've just seen today.
Well, it's all over at the Totally Wicked Stadium, and the final score is St Helens 10, your Huddersfield Giants 12.